Hello everyone, Dr. Smith, physical therapist here. Today I'm going to break down garbage jobs in physical therapy. As a disclaimer, this is all public information that you can find yourself, so no, you cannot sue me for defamation, and I'm breaking down how it relates to the return on investment of becoming a physical therapist and how it relates to the current physical therapy job market. Now, please subscribe to the channel, please hit the like button below, share the video if you find it helpful, and comment as the video moves along. I do want to emphasize that to become a physical therapist, since the early 2000s, it is a doctorate degree, which means that you not only need a 4-year bachelor's degree, but 2.5 to 3 years of graduate education to earn your doctorate, and that doctorate is required for you to become a licensed physical therapist since the early 2000s in the United States. Now, we've actually had doctors of physical therapy graduating for over 20 years now. And I do think that it's very disrespectful that some of these jobs are offering $30 an hour. I'm also going to be making a video later on why PTs are broke. So please, again, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that video. But this video kind of ties into that video as they kind of work together. Now, we're just going to get right into the top offenders, and I'm also going to not only be showing them on the screen, but also a calculator that breaks down why these offers are offensive from what you're taking home after tax. Let's get right into it. There's no particular order, it's just the order that I found these in as I was scouring the interwebs. The first offender is HPI Sports Medicine and Performance. They are looking for a chiropractor or physical therapist in Laguna, California. They are offering $20 to $25 an hour. Remember what I just mentioned before about how you're going to school for 6.5 to 7 years to earn a doctorate in physical therapy to have a license. $20 to $25 an hour? Get the fuck out of here. Let's just break this down for tax purposes so you can see how much you're actually taking home. And again, I understand you can be a 1099 contractor and actually take all of this home, but for the purposes of this video, let's just say you're taxed. I'll put this on the screen so you can see it. Let's say they're paying high. Let's say they're paying $25. Say they're paying bi-weekly, so 80-hour work period. You're gonna make about $2,000 every paycheck, so $4,000 a month times 12, $48,000 a year. You probably just paid $150,000 for your doctorate plus cost of living. Or even if you paid $80,000. After tax, say you're getting paid $1,500, as you can see on the screen, times 2, $3,000 a month, times 12, $36,000 a year. If you take this job and you work full-time for them, you probably would have been better off just not going to PT school. All right, next offender. Avante or Avant at Leesburg, in Leesburg, Florida. $35 to $45 an hour. Now, usually with a $10 an hour wage gap, usually it's based on experience, which again, as we know in therapy, is stupid because everyone's license bill is the same. You bring in the same amount of money regardless of how many years of experience you have. I don't know why people have this dumbass mindset, but your license brings in the same amount of revenue. Guess what? Even board certifications don't bring you more money. Nothing brings you more money. The only thing that brings you money is your license. So why is there even a gap there? But that's not the problem I have with this. Some of you may be seeing this and being like, hey, that's what I make. Okay, cool. Realize that my first year out of school, I made $100,000. Right now, I kind of work when I want. I'm at $140,000. It's because I learned about this shit. I'm trying to teach you guys. So say you start at $35 an hour because that's their new grad rate. If we look at the same calculator, and I made a video on this calculator about a year or so ago showing how much money you actually take home after tax. And you can find that on the channel, or I'll link it. I probably won't, maybe I will link it. We'll find out. So let's say we go back to the calculator. We go to $35. Same pay period. Now you're taking home $2,800 pre-tax. Your $2,800 times 2 times 12, $67,000 a year pre-tax. We know the latest student debt, according to the APTA's last report, is $150,000 on average, and that includes people that didn't have any debt. So the actual debt is probably much higher at this point. You're going to make $67,000 pre-tax, and then we look at the tax income. So we do 2,100 times 2 times 12. You're only taking home $50,000. If you're going to make that amount of money, I suggest you live at home or you live as cheaply as possible. But that's really not the only issue I have with this job. The main issue that I had is when you actually look at it, if you actually read the qualifications, it says ability to assess residents in need of skilled physical therapy intervention. What this means is that you'll most likely be in an assisted living facility or some rundown geriatric facility, or maybe it's an upscale one, but it's some sort of geriatric facility where you're going around harassing patients to see if they need therapy. Granted, some may need therapy, but usually what it is a scam from the company you're working for to max out their Part A benefits, and if they can't get them on under Part A, they then try to max out their Part B benefits. And to me, it's one big scam. It's why I don't like fall screenings, because lots of companies go to these ALFs and they just start saying, oh, you're at risk for a fall, and they didn't even do a berg or anything like that. And it's just to bill out their Medicare benefits, and they can't get Part A, they go on Part B, then back to Part A, and it's one big scam to really just prey on the elderly population. Now, if this paid $50 an hour, I would say, okay, it sounds like a legitimate company, because companies that actually do it correctly pay more. Legitimate companies pay more. The reason why we see a lot of these low offers is because people accept these low shitty offers, and at the same time, people are like, oh, it's more than outpatient. Listen. If you are working in any other setting than outpatient, you're dealing with a higher rate of comorbidities. Some patients may have COVID. So you understand why you should be getting paid more. And the last problem I have with this job is that the schedule isn't clear. So you don't know what you're applying to. It says Monday to Friday, and then it also says on call and weekends. What are you applying to? What if that means everything? Are you really going to work 7 days a week and be on call for $35 an hour? Fuck no, you're not. And then also, it touts benefits and then says waiting period may apply. It just doesn't seem to be upfront and honest, and that's why I don't like this job. Now, it's not as offensive as the first $25 an hour one, but at the same time, it's still a trash job. Next offender, Integrity Rehab Services in Claremont, California. They pay $45 to $95 an hour. Usually when you see a $50 pay gap in the hourly rate, it is a garbage job. You can also see these when you see jobs that say they pay $60,000 to like $140,000, just something ridiculous. And the reason I say that is because, say it's home health, okay? And if the most you're going to make is $95 an hour, you're actually still getting lowballed, because if you go direct to an agency, you could easily be making $140 plus an hour if you were just doing Oasises all day. So this is probably a middleman staffing company, and they're preying on new grads or those that don't know any better by saying, hey, we pay more than outpatient. But if you actually know what's going on, you realize that they're only paying you half of what they're bringing in based off your work. This one is probably my favorite. Home health physical therapist for ProLink staffing, $30 to $40 an hour. Get the fuck out of here. I make about $115 per evaluation plus mileage, so it's $115 plus per hour when I actually work in home health. If you're doing the same shit I'm doing and you're getting $30 to $40 an hour, you are fucking yourself. I'm assuming you didn't take my course, which I'll post a 40% discount link below. Right now I have 3 students making over $200,000 who took my course, are getting hazard pay for COVID and just hustling. But still, on average, I got a new grad the other day, $120,000, and I have gotten new grads pre-boards, $109,000 plus. So please take my course so you don't accept this bullshit. $30 to $40 an hour home health. But that's not even the best part. The best part is they want you to have preferred experience with Oasis. I get $185 plus per Oasis. They're going to pay you $30. That means, say they get the same rate that I get, They are making $150 off your work. This is pure trash, pure garbage. Unfortunately, lots of older therapists prey on younger therapists and those transitioning because they don't know any better. Again, it pays more than outpatient to do this bullshit. It's been a business model for older physical therapists for years, and it's absolute shit, absolute trash. If you want to get paid well, take my fucking course, but also go direct to the agency and understand that if you just go direct to the agency, cut these middleman fuckers out, you take home that $180, they take home $0, instead of you taking home $30, them taking home $150. It's probably the one that pisses me off the most because it's just straight predatory if you actually know what's going on. Home care, home base experience preferred. Home care, home base is the fucking devil. Now, I take you through the walkthrough of Home Care Home Base in my course for Evaluation Starter Care, and I'm putting out more Home Care Home Base templates, as you saw in one of my latest videos, but it's still the fucking devil. It's still the worst EMR that possibly exists. I would literally smash my fucking tablet and not work if they were paying me $30 an hour to deal with that shit, and especially in the ACEs in Home Care Home Base. I hope the dude that made this ad is wearing a fucking clown mask or has makeup on their face and looks like a fucking clown right now, because this is absurd. All right, so that guy's topping it. To me, that is more offensive than making the $25 an hour, because they are purposely ripping you off and expecting you not to know any better. Now, as I searched for many of these jobs, I found it strange that lots of people don't list how much they pay. That's very strange to me. I believe that the employer should be transparent and the employee should be transparent, because once you have transparency and honesty, you're not going to get people that dick you around on either side. And why would you apply to a job not knowing what you're going to get paid? That's just stupid, especially when you knew how much you were paying going to PT school. So why would you take a job or apply to a job where they're not going to show you how much money you're getting paid? That being said, there's lots of high-paying jobs out there, especially in home health. The military actually does an excellent job, even as a contractor. They actually pay you based on your level of education, which I think is amazing, and I think everyone else should do that. Of course, it's different because it's not insurance-based, it's government-ran, but at the same time, they do an excellent job, not only in practice rates, but also on pay, because you have a doctorate, you start out at the highest level, even as a contractor. So when you start searching for jobs, you'll see that the military pays well, especially as a contractor, but also there's many other jobs out there that pay well. But be cautious of the jobs with a huge pay gap, whether it's hourly or salary. And just honestly, if you have any questions, comment below this video and I'll give you my advice, my input on it, because I really want to see these predatory job offers go away. Yes, people will always take these jobs, and if you need to take one of these jobs in the short term because you just need money, I totally understand, but please don't sign a non-compete and realize that your goal is to be out of there in 6 to 12 months. Now, I made over $100,000 a year as a new grad physical therapist. I've been practicing 2 years currently. I'm kind of working when I want, hitting around $140,000 a year. Plus my online course is bringing me income, and at the same time, I have over 200 people in my course, and right now, most of them are at $100,000 plus pay packages. And again, I have 3 people at $200,000 plus, 1 at over $300,000 plus. So please realize that if you know your worth, understand what you're getting into, that you can make a lot of money as a therapist. But also, if it's not working out for you, maybe it's best for you to go into travel if the market opens back up, or just do cash pay, because if you're doing cash pay, $50 an hour, $150 an hour, whatever it is, you'll actually be better off with less patients than working for someone else that's paying you straight shit. So these are just a few garbage jobs I found in physical therapy over the past few days. Again, this is all public information. If you sent me a job, unfortunately, I cannot post it because it's not public information, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. And again, this video is going to tie into my next video called Why Physical Therapists Are Broke. Please subscribe to the channel to make sure that you don't miss that video, because I'm going to break down why, for me, it's lonely at the top. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.